So I just stumbled upon this fascinating open source project called openemr. It's a free electronic health record system.
Wait, seriously, a completely free EHR system. How does that even work?
Yeah, I know, it runs on different platforms like Windows and Mac OS. It seems pretty versatile.
That's impressive, but doesn't it raise concerns about security and support? Free software often has those issues.
Good point, they actually offer community and professional support, plus extensive documentation is available.
That makes sense, but is the community really active? I mean, without a strong community, how can it thrive?
Absolutely, they have a vibrant community of developers and medical professionals contributing.
I see, but I wonder if this mix of volunteers and pros leads to inconsistencies in quality.
That's interesting. It's like a double-edged sword, right? You get diverse input, but maybe varying standards.
Exactly. And what about the updates? With many contributors, is there a risk of overlapping changes?
Great question. They do have processes in place, like using Git for version control to manage changes effectively.
Okay, that helps. But still, open source software can sometimes lag behind proprietary solutions in features.
True, however, users can actually request features, which is a pretty cool advantage.
That's a solid point. It's like a user-driven development model. I wonder how fast they implement those requests.
From what I read, they prioritize based on community feedback, so it can vary.
That's a bit concerning, though. Prioritizing feedback might overlook some critical updates.
That's valid, but it also reflects a community that's actively engaged and invested in the software.
Definitely. How about compliance with regulations like HIPAA? That's huge in healthcare.
Yes, and they address that too. They've incorporated features to help maintain compliance.
That's reassuring, but I can't help but wonder about the initial setup. Is it user-friendly?
Interestingly, they provide setup guides, but the learning curve might still be steep for some.
I bet it's like getting into any complex software. There's always a bit of a hurdle.
Exactly, but once you're in, it seems like it offers a lot of functionalities.
You know, this reminds me of the balance between customizability and user-friendliness in software.
Totally, too much customization can overwhelm users, yet too little can frustrate experienced ones.
Right, but what's fascinating is how such projects can drive innovation in healthcare.
Yep, since everyone can contribute ideas, it might lead to unique solutions that traditional systems lack.
But does that mean we might see a ton of features that aren't really necessary?
That's possible, and I'd argue that sometimes simplicity is key in healthcare applications.
For sure, complexity can lead to errors, especially in critical fields like health.
So if we put all this together, openemr seems like a double-edged sword in many ways.
Exactly. It offers accessibility and community input, but it can come with its own challenges.
I guess the real question is whether the benefits outweigh the risks for users.
That's the crux of it. Each healthcare provider will have to evaluate based on their needs.
And it reflects a bigger trend in healthcare technology, collaboration versus control.
Totally, it's a fascinating shift. Makes you wonder how that will change the future of healthcare.
Right, and with more open source options, we might see a more democratized healthcare landscape.
I'm curious if this trend will catch on with other medical software as well.
Definitely, it's like a movement towards transparency and collective improvement.
And maybe it'll encourage more providers to adopt technology they might otherwise overlook.
You know, this really opens up a new conversation about the future of patient data management.
For sure, how do we balance accessibility with security in an open source world?
That's a big question, and it'll be interesting to see how openemr navigates that landscape.
I can't wait to see how this unfolds. It challenges our traditional views on healthcare management.
Absolutely, who would have thought free software could play such a pivotal role?
Right, it's a perfect example of how innovation can come from unexpected places.
So what's your takeaway? Is openemr a game changer or just another option?
I think it holds potential, but its success will depend on user engagement and community support.
Agreed, and it raises questions about the future of healthcare technology overall.
Definitely, it'll be thrilling to watch how this evolves. What a journey.